I ended up doing one of the workouts that was posted by one of my favorite trainers today.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Lord. I thought I was going
They
to
have
die,
so many
but it was
super
good. It was
trainers.
good. It was a good 40-minute training session with Amwala. You should try it and see. It should be up.
Okay. Send me
So
the name.
it's pretty
'Cause,
good.
like, I've been doing, I did like the 21 day fix. I really like her. And
Yeah.
Shanti.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. Yeah. I think Sean T's workout is going up tomorrow. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to forget all about Megan this week.
Well, see,
Be like,
I really love incorporating the cardio with the weights.
yeah.
Like I feel more of a burn that way.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that too. And that's how I train my clients too. Cardio and weights, cardio and weights. Very few, I will just have a simple cardio day or a simple weight day. I always like to do a little circuit, mix it up, get a
Yeah,
better sweat,
hit.
where
I
you
like to,
feel like you actually did something.
huh?
I said you feel like you actually get a really good workout when you combine the two together.
Mm-hmm. And like I like hit workouts because they can be short, but they're intense. And then
Yeah.
combine like weights with the hit.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So
Yeah.
nobody, really wants to spend all day, like more than 30 minutes working out, but like, or I just break it up, depending on
Yeah.
what I'm doing, because I lose attention.
Yeah. 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 But the
All
40
right.
minutes this morning, 45 minutes is like perfect for me. I don't like anything longer than that. I'm not an hour-long workout type of person. Very rare. I would do anything longer than like 40, 45 minutes. It has to be a really good workout. So his 40 minutes this morning wasn't too bad. So by the time we got, I was like, oh, this is the fourth set. Okay, I'm done. So I enjoyed that.
That's good. Yeah, I like to work out in the morning, so I feel like
Yeah.
I have the energy to make it through the.
So,
All right. So let me just go through the introductions because, so again, my name is Tanae Walker, certified fitness and nutrition coach. I'm also an educator and author. And my guest is Miss Elesha Albert, and she's going to introduce herself.
uh, it's so weird when I have to introduce myself. But my name is Elesha Albert, and I am a health and wellness and fitness coach. And I help people to build a health and fitness business. And I mentor others, and I personal train people virtually. Yeah, that's what I do. I enjoy just sharing value and empowering others when it comes to being healthy and fit. That's just what I do.
Right. So okay, so today's class is going to be a little different. I want to focus on like multivitamins and like supplements. And it's funny, when you go through like the nutrition coach courses, you find out so much information about vitalness of like vitamins and minerals. Of course, you want to have a healthy diet, but to not supplement is like you're doing a disservice
Yeah,
to your body.
yeah,
So again, this masterclass we're talking about the actual multivitamins, minerals, supplements that we use, not just as coaches, but for our clients and things that we would suggest and things
yeah,
that. All right, I want to go really quick, like really quick about the science part. So people always get them confused between like the vitamins and minerals, and it's two different things. What they are micronutrients. So you need them in the right amounts. And if you don't get the right amounts, that's when you have problems. And that's where sickness can come in.
mm-hmm.
And also, if you have too much of it, it can disrupt some things too. But most people really don't run into that part. They more so find into the deficiency.
Yeah. For you
Um,
to overdose, for you to really overdose on any supplements, you have to like go beyond what the bottle says or what the recommended. It's very hard for you to overdose on any multivitamin, on any vitamin, or on any supplements. It's really hard. But yeah, go ahead.
That's okay. Now vitamins, people, the word vita is Latin for, think about the word vitality. So it means life. So you're giving yourself life. It helps you, it's going to help you thrive. And then minerals that come from the earth. So that's where soil and water contain the minerals that for plants that they absorb. So if you just eat plants, I do, you get the minerals from your plants. And then people who eat meat, then they, of course, the animals eat the plants, and then they get it from the minerals that way. Um,
Hmm.
so let's go straight into it. So one of the things like I started back doing is taking a multivitamin again, and like is the one, yeah. So but there's like three different kinds. Let's talk about those three different main, like the basic kinds of multivitamins.
Hmm. Yeah. And what I want to add to that too is that with a lot of people, even if you're on a healthy diet, even if you eat organic, even if you eat all the vegetables, all the lean proteins, everything, that just gives you a certain amount daily recommended. It just, the foods that we eat, being on a healthy diet, just gets you, it just gets you through the day. Like you really need to supplement, because supplement is really what's going to help with, cellular renewal and all these other different things. You don't really get that with food. You have to supplement. You have to have fortified things. You have to have your fish oil, your omega. You need these things. And as we get older, when you're young, you need it. And as you get older, your body's going to change, and then you're going to really need more stuff. So if you're somebody that's looking at this and you're like, well, I eat all the vegetables and I eat organic and I eat, it only gives you what you needed to get through the day. It really doesn't help with cellular rejuvenation and development and renewal and all these different things. You cannot get that from food. And that's what I think a lot of people don't realize.
Exactly.
And yeah.
Now, multivitamins you on the market, most of them they market either to male, female, and then you have prenatals. So, like this is the basic.
Yes.
This is um, I grew up eating my Flintstones, you know. So like multivit, like just taking this is the basic, like bottom line. You have to have that. That's your first line of defense. Um,
Yes.
I know one thing also I started adding in was probiotic. I used to have some really
Yes.
issues with my stomach and bloating. And of course, you can get probiotics from like the food you eat. Like, for instance, if you eat yogurt, and there's some other foods, but those other foods I really didn't want to eat either. So, I
Yes.
mean, it's a list of fermented foods that you can use instead of using a probiotic. But if you're not wanting to eat yogurt every day, then you really need to start adding some good bacteria to
Yes.
that.
Yes. Gut health is extremely important. A lot of people that your one of my mentors says your gut health or your gut is literally your other brain. If that's not in check,
Exactly.
it affects your regularity, it affects your energy, you're in constant pain. What is in here could seep up and you have acid reflux. So many different things could be affected and come out of the gut area. Like probiotics is super, super, super important. That is something that you really can't get from your foods. You have to supplement it. So if you're somebody looking at this and you're realizing that you have issues with bloating or digestion or being regular or your energy or any of that type of stuff, like really pay attention to like, what am I eating? Am I taking anything? A multivitamin is not enough. You really have to add certain things separately. Especially also too, if you're somebody that eats in a certain type of diet or the way, nutrition. If you're keto, if you're paleo, if you're vegan, if you're vegetarian, pescatarian, if you're raw or any of that type of stuff, like you for sure have to supplement. Um, and taking those things is super, super important.
Now, as a woman, because I want to focus on women's health first, and then we can do
Yeah.
like on male, and um, then as because we're in our 40s, but as we go into our 50s, we really then have to change up and add some other things, some more supplements. So, for women's health, what do you think are some other vitamins that we should definitely
I would
add?
definitely say vitamin D is super important to add as well. And any type of fish oil, omega 3s, 6, 9s, we need to have stuff for bone health, heart health, for your joints. Vitamin D, calcium, along with it is calcium and magnesium. All that stuff is really good. You really need to start adding those things, especially when you get in your 50s, 60s, or higher,
Mm-hmm.
because our bodies don't. It starts to creak and it, bones and joints don't feel the way it used to. Walking up the steps, you're like, why my hip hurts? Why my knee hurts? Even if you're somebody that is super fit, I consider myself fairly fit, and I can tell you, my right knee and stuff, it don't bounce the way it used to.
No, I
So
have
I
to.
have to
Yeah.
already start adding those things: D, calcium, magnesium, fish oil, heart health, super important. All those things are super, super duper important as you get older. And for each person, the daily recommended is different. Somebody might need more, and you'll know either by if you're going to a doctor or herbalist or somebody like that, they'll tell you if you need more, if you have certain deficiencies in certain things. Even though you get D from the sunlight, some people ain't getting it as much as they need to, or your body's not absorbing it as much as you need to. As you get older, we're not functioning the way we would normally. 5-year-old could go outside and they need 2 minutes of vitamin D in the sun. We might need longer, but how is that affecting us? Is our body absorbing it? Is it really taking it in like it should? So these are things you really have to supplement. I'll for sure say any type of omega fish oil is really, really, really good. Probiotics is good for anybody, no matter how old you are, with gut health, 100%. And the omega brain, heart, you tend to forget that stuff helps. All those things help with brain functioning, and definitely vitamin D for sure.
No, another supplement I
I
started
would say, what would you say?
is collagen. Like I started
Yes.
taking collagen because it's supposed to help reduce activity induced swelling. Okay.
Yes.
Lifting weights and like sometimes it can,
Yeah.
I say,
People don't know, in order for your body to really repair, those people say, oh, I like her back, I like her abs, her arms, her legs look cute. Your muscle literally have to shred, for lack
mm-hmm,
of a better word. Your muscles rip and repair itself. I would say protein too is pretty good, but you have to be so
mm-hmm,
careful with protein. So if you're somebody that does not eat fish or any high source of protein foods, chicken, all that type of stuff, supplementing is hugely important through shakes. Again, you want to make sure you're having like a whole food type of shake. You don't want to have shake with any fillers, any fake artificial flavor. If you getting chocolate, it needs to come from the cocoa, not flavored chocolate. If you're getting vanilla, it needs to come from vanilla bean. You really have to pay attention to your ingredients. Don't just trust the front of the pack, flip it over, really look and see what you're taking. So protein powders, protein shakes, those are highly recommended, especially if you're somebody that's working out. You should be 1000% taking supplement. And a bottle of multivitamin for women is not enough, or men is not enough. You have to add other things in there. That's the reality of it.
I know for me to get enough protein, which as a vegan, I like I take in like protein bars. Like this bar right here has, let's see how much protein, 20 grams. And also, it also depends on your size,
Yes,
and what you're trying to do with your body as far as, okay, are you really strenuous in the lifting weights, or are you trying to do this just 3 days a week? Your protein, the amount of protein that you need is gonna depend. Has some different.
yes,
And then of course I have my shake, and then a meal that is high in protein.
yes.
But if you're finding that you're not gaining the muscle mass that you need, more than likely you're not getting enough protein.
Mm-hmm. Very true. Yeah, and just really you up if you're somebody that does eat meat or steak or anything of that nature, and like Tanae said, if you're not really getting the results, then be like, okay, maybe I should have a protein bar as a snack. Really
Mhm.
look at with the protein too. Sometimes they tend to add a lot of sugar, so you want to really be careful with a protein bar. You want to have like a whole food, preferably go with a company where you know their brand is all about cleaner, healthier ingredients. So you make sure you're having the right stuff in your system. Protein like in a shake is really good, anywhere 18, 20 grams or higher per serving in a shake is really, really good. Like Tanae said, again, it depends on your age, your weight, and your goals that you have. Are you
Your goals.
maintaining? Do you want to lose weight? Do you want to gain weight? Your protein could, be 50, 60 grams of serving a day, 47 if you're somebody a little bit younger, grams of serving per day. So all these things you calculate, but definitely try adding it in a shake, in a bar, um, with what you're already eating per day.
Now, I'm not sure. I know we touched on women's health. I know for if you're pregnant, you need to say, make sure you at least getting a prenatal vitamin, multivitamin.
Yes.
For male health, what would you suggest? What are some extra besides the multivitamin
For
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 males?
for males,
Mm-hmm.
um, as far as like their protein or vitamins as well.
Or just like what supplements would you suggest? Like anything?
Um, they generally could, as they get older, they generally can. They need basically the same thing. I would say, for women too, as for the most part, because as men get older, heart disease, these different things happen. So same thing. Omegas are really good for men as well. I love what is called the Peak Performance Supplements. Really good. That's what I take, which is it gives you everything for as you become older. It helps. There's something called Cell Wise, which is great for your overall health, overall wellness. So I would say same thing. Protein, increase your protein. For a man, it's going to be more obviously than a woman. Same thing with all most of the vitamins. It's going to be a little bit higher for men, as it is for women. But I would still say vitamin D, same thing. Omega 3, heart health, um, protein as well. What else? What else do you think? Should there be a big significant difference?
Um,
Let me see.
I mean, we had to look at like their prostate health and things that
Yes. Yeah.
that that they
Um, I'm trying to think. I think that's it. I would
yeah.
say. Yeah.
Um, the other thing was athletes. Like a lot of times, athletes they want to sup their levels are definitely higher as far as with the protein, but also sometimes they add in creatine, which um, depending on the source can be a little iffy.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I would say for athletes also too. Again, for me personally, I think having a balance of your nutrition, your diet is so important. And obviously, as you get older, I think teenagers could get away with, I don't want to say less, but a good multivitamin is really good. And if they're an athlete, you definitely want to take stuff for bone health and muscle
Mm.
repair and different things like that because they're constantly putting your body um, excessive force, excessive work. They're
Mm-hmm.
definitely doing those things. So they as you younger, you don't need as much, but as you get older, obviously it's more strain on your body. So you definitely need to increase the vitamins and the nutrients and the different things that you take for sure. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to think what else is specifically that I would recommend.
I think that's pretty much the basics.
Is there anything in extra that you would
Wanted to touch on?
yes.
Not necessarily,
Oh, I'm
because
sorry, guys. The music is driving me so crazy right now. I'm hearing every word. I'm like, uh.
no, I do want to add in
But
is
yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
being a
My
vegan, as
apologies.
far as like I sometimes add in an extra B12. Um, I found like before I was taking a multivitamin, I needed a B12. Everyone's different. Uh, but I'm really in love with my probiotic though. That's really helped get my improve my gut health a great deal. Um,
Yeah.
I think those are like my two top ones. It's the probiotic and multivitamin. But
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. For the most part, everybody could take the same of, you're like walking by, everybody can see you on Facebook. Oh my God, Rob's a mess. We're live, people. We are live. Um, did I lose you? Where'd you go?
now,
Okay,
I do also want to mention vitamin D is
there you are.
important to like, especially during the summertime, to really take the time to sunbathe and really get that vitamin D that way. I know that sometimes you have to take supplements during the wintertime, but take advantage of that sun. Take advantage of
Yes.
that vitamin D from the sun.
Yes. Uh, yeah, I would say for sure any type of vitamin D, vitamin B for sure. Vitamin C is really super important.
Mm-hmm.
Again, for every single person, it I would recommend you either go to see a doctor and find out if you have any deficiency in any way, shape, or
Mm-hmm.
form. As you become older, it is important for you to really look at all the different vitamin B, C, D. Sometimes you might need more of something. If you're a smoker, all these different things, you might need to switch up a little bit. Because your body's not going to be able to absorb again from a typical amount of, I don't know, what is it? Is it I can't think of the vitamin right now off the top of my head. But normal dosage could be like, I don't know, 7 grams or 12 grams or 21 grams. But if you're somebody that has had cancer before, if you're somebody that smokes, if you're somebody has had a heart attack, all those things, you're going to need to take more of something than the average typical person. If you're just somebody that works out and, okay, again, with protein, if you're somebody that works out, you might need like 52 grams of protein servings per day. But if you're a triathlete, if you're somebody that's really, like an intense physical peak, I can't think of the word, but if you're somebody like that, you're going to have to up certain things. So on average, probiotic is super important. Gut health is super important for anybody, no matter what. That's something you should take extra on top of a multivitamin. Um, vitamin D is something that we all need if you have any type of deficiency. It helps with like, I can't think of what it is right now, but basically, as you become older, you really have to pay pay attention to certain things that you're doing, certain things that your body is doing. You got to go to a doctor to see what you need to take more of, to see what you're lacking of. But on your own, for sure, I would say increase protein intake, multivitamin, a probiotic with some sort of omega-3, and vitamin D is super important. Calcium, magnesium, bone health, all these different things. You should not just have one pill. You should have like 3 or 4 pills you're popping, so to speak, every single day in a multivitamin or supplement form. Bare minimum.
Mm, bare minimum.
Bare minimum.
Now I do want to touch really quick on like what happens if you are deficient. I picked like 6 different vitamins that are crucial. For instance, vitamin A. If you don't get vitamin A, you have difficulty seeing in the dark or in dim light, dry eyes, rough, dry skin, acne. Vitamin two, damage to the mucus and skin membrane, mouth inflammation or rashes, anxiety, loss of appetite, anemia, fatigue, biotin, which is vitamin B7, dry rashy skin, nausea, hair loss,
depression,
B12, poor memory, dementia, fatigue, weakness, depression again, vitamin C, poor wound healing. People forget about that when it comes to vitamin C, and of course, poor dental health. We touched on vitamin D, but there's a reason why you really need to, again, we get it from the sun a lot of times, but for children, you can get rickets, deformed bones, stunted growth, adults, low bone density. So it's like, I know it's little, and I'm just going to reinforce the fact that everyone needs to be taking a multivitamin. And then 2, I love the fact that you mentioned going to the doctor and get your blood work done.
Yes.
Really pull up and see, okay, when they take the blood work, they can see what you're deficient in. And I believe everyone should do that at least once a year.
Yeah, at least once a year, because your body is changing. Your cells are constantly changing. As you get older, certain things are not functioning the way it's supposed to be functioning. If you know, like you said, with vitamin D, with rickets and decaying of your teeth and all these different things, if you know you have a young child or a kid and they have rotten teeth, it may not just be the fact that you're giving them candy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a lot, if they're bleeding gums and they're not flossing and they're not doing this and their teeth rotting or whatever it might be, like it might be that what are they eating? For the most part, if you're a parent that's not really giving your kids any form of supplement, like for instance, the multivitamin, both Tanae and I take the same fluorified probiotics. We take the same daily multivitamin. I take a couple other things as well to help with overall stuff. Like I take stuff for my bone and joint. Like I said, for me, we're both over 40. I know for me, like my knee and my joints, I love tough, hard workouts. So I know for me, just taking a multivitamin is not even going to give me what is needed daily dose. So I take other things separately. What I love with the stuff that Tanae and I take, if you're not a pill popper, a lot of things could be in liquid form. For some people, it's easily for them to remember to take it in that way. So there's omega supplements that are great for kids to have that is going to give them the nutrients that they need without them thinking they're taking medication. And sometimes adults are the same way too, that they need to take certain things. So the omega that I take is in a liquid form. The stuff I take for, oh God, I always say it wrong. I forget, what is it for bone and joint? I take that in a liquid form. It's right there sitting down. I need to take a sip of it. So these are things that you really have to pay attention, especially for kids. I love giving kids vitamins and nutrients that they need in a liquid or a drink form, because it's easily for them to take. You're not fighting with them to take it, and it tastes good, and they think it's juice. So those are really good things that you have to pay attention of, as a parent with kids, for the most part. Like if you're not giving your kids any form of supplement. First of all, as adults, it's hard for us to get all the nutrients and stuff that we need in our food. Like we mentioned earlier, food takes you to a certain extent. I don't care how clean you're eating. It's only going to get you through so much. Cellular repair, brain functioning, all these things have to come from supplements. So as an adult, if it's so difficult for us as kids, and you're as a parent feeding your kids, you know for a fact they ain't getting all the nutrients they need. So you have to supplement no matter what. The biotin, the vitamin C, vitamin A, all these different things. Get at least a multivitamin that has that, and some omega for them as well. It's good for kids to take that. Believe it or not, as far as talking about kids, um, any type of stuff that you do when you start encouraging your kids to take supplements and different things like that, it helps with brain functioning. It helps with alertness in classrooms. If your kid, it helps. Not going to cure it, but it helps. If your kid is someone that has a hard time paying attention sometimes, they're not really diagnosed with anything, and you're trying to figure out, it could simply be like, what are they eating? What are they drinking? What does their supplementation look like every single day? It could be that simple sometimes to start incorporating some sort of chewable supplement. And on top of that, again, maybe omega, because brain health, it helps with all those things. So that can work as well.
Great stuff. I don't think I have anything else to add. Did you have anything else to add, Alicia?
Um, I think I'm good. I think I've said what I had here in my notes and also in my brain. Yeah, I think we've covered everything. If you guys have any questions about anything, or you want specifically what can you get, because I know going to the health store, sometimes you're like, it's like
Too much.
5 different flavors of dark chocolate. Which one do I want to take? Do I want it with sea salt? Do I want it with caramel? Do I want it plain? Do I want 70% cocoa? You're all confused. You have 50 different types of dark chocolate to eat, and you're all confused. Sometimes it could be like that for a parent or even an adult trying to find. Tanae and I will be happy to recommend some really good stuff out there that you guys could take, and you're sure it's whole, organic, clean ingredients that they're using to help with you starting to implement supplements. If it's something you know to yourself you need to start taking, or you're just taking a multivitamin but it's not enough, we'll be happy to suggest, make some recommendations for you guys.
Yeah, that's right.
Simplify the shopping process.
Yes, to help you simplify, because there's so many products out there and it can be very daunting. It's like you look, okay, what do I need? And so if you don't have someone there to help guide you through the process, at least to get you started, I mean, we're here to help.
Yes, yes, yes. We'll be sure to share with you guys exactly what you should be taking,
Mm-hmm.
and to make things easier, because there are a lot of options out there and there are a lot of choices out there, and it can be confusing.
Very.
That's it on my end.
All right. I just want to thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. This is our second master class we've had.
Yes. Thank you, Masterclass.
Talked about mental health, which is so important right now in the times that we're living in. And also with what we chat about today is so important no matter what time we're living in. Our health is truly, truly a vital thing that we need to take care of. You know, I always say, if you don't have your health, you don't have your strength, it can mess you up.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
Yeah.
All righty. Thank you so much, Elesha.
Oh, thanks for having me. I appreciate it, and we will for sure chat soon.
All right. I'll prepare this and I'll send you a link.
Yes, for sure. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, guys. Bye.
Bye.